Hello, it's the 11th of February today, and what I'm going to sow today are broad beans. Now, sometimes you can overwinter your broad beans, so you can sort of put them in like November time and sow them directly outside in the ground, and then they will overwinter and then they'll start to come up. Otherwise, if you don't want to do that, I have done that one year and I just found that I lost most of them. I think when I was up the allotment, there were lots of squirrels about and the squirrels tended to get them. So unless of course you put some wire over the top of them, then you might be missing quite a few. Also, if you do get a very, very wet winter, that is likely to rot some of the seeds. Now, I have also planted my broad beans directly in the soil in early or late winter, early spring, and again I found that these didn't germinate particularly well. So what I prefer to do, you may well be different, but what I prefer to do is to sow my broad bean seeds in about February time, early February, and I like to start them off in the greenhouse, and then when they get a little bit larger, then I will move them outside. Now, the variety of broad beans that I am growing this year are called the Sutton. There are lots of different varieties that you can choose, but I do like these ones. I think these ones are lovely. The beans themselves are nice and sweet, and then lovely and tender, and the plants themselves don't get enormous. Some broad beans, the plants get really, really tall. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to start these off inside, and I am not going to plant them directly into 3-inch pots because there's quite a lot of space in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant them in half a toilet roll. So get your toilet roll and cut it in half this way. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant one in each of these, just one seed. I might do two actually, I'll have to see, but I think there won't be quite enough space for two, but I'll decide in a minute, either one or two. And then when I come to plant these outside, I don't have to take them out of their pots. By the time I move these outside, the cardboard is most probably going to be, well, it will be incredibly soft, but it may well have started to biodegrade anyway. So I can just move them straight outside without disturbing any of their roots. So let me show you how I'm going to sow my broad beans in a half a toilet roll. So I've done 3 already. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the half toilet roll, put it on your hand like this, and then all you need to do is to get some multi-purpose compost, and you just need to fill the half toilet roll with some multi-purpose compost. Now, because you've got your hand here, it's not going to fall straight through. If you didn't have your hand there, then it would just fall straight through. So just fill it gently, don't push it down too far because we've got to push the seeds in. And then all you need to do is just then move it over with the rest of them. Now, I will fill this tray up, but I will just do these 4 to start with just to show you. I think I can fit about 24 in each tray, which is absolutely brilliant. They fit perfectly well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my broad bean seeds. I don't quite know how many I've got in here. Now, broad bean seeds are quite large, so they're very, very easy to pick up and plant. Now, what I'm going to do is I will just get one of these, and I think I will only do, oh no, I think I will do 2 actually. I'll get 2 broad bean seeds, put one north, one south, like that. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to just push them down as far as I can push them, which will be nearly to the bottom, but not quite. So hopefully you can see, can you see that they're in there? One there and one there. And then all I need to do then is just fill up the holes that I've made with a little bit more compost, and that's that one done. So I will carry on and I will do all of these. I will fill up the tray and I will do all of my, well, all the broad beans that I want to do, and when I've done those then I will show you. Right, well, I've just finished doing the broad beans. I've got 2 1/3 of a tray. I've got 2 trays done over there, and I just thought I would show you these few that I've got here. So I've put a label in each one. Make sure that you label them properly, just in case you've got more than one variety, so then you know which ones are which. I've watered them a little bit as well. Make sure you water them with clean water directly out of the tap. Don't water them with rain water or anything that's been sitting in a butt, because it's not sterilised. New seeds need fresh, clean water. Once they start to grow and they've started to develop, then you can use water from a butt or any other place that you've been collecting it. But just to start with, it must be straight from the tap. So these are in their half toilet rolls. As I say, I watered them from the top, so the toilet rolls will actually absorb a load of the water, and then I won't water them until the toilet rolls are dry, because make sure that you don't over water them. So these will stay in the greenhouse. I won't cover them with a propagator lid because they should be absolutely fine, and hopefully in about a week, 10 days maybe, you should start to see the compost on the top mound up, and then once you see it mound up, then a few days later you should see the shoot coming through. So they will stay in their little half toilet rolls until I'm ready to put them out into the garden, which will be most probably, I should say, about 6 weeks from now, so maybe the middle of March to the end of March-ish, depending on the weather. But I will keep you updated on their progress, and when I do something new, then I will show you. Well, I hope you are growing broad beans this year. I know some people don't like them, but they're always best when they're harvested, when the beans themselves inside the pods are nice and small. I find that the skin on the outside of the bean itself is nice and thin. If you leave them to get quite large, then that skin on the outside gets a little bit tough if you let them get too big, and then that's when they lose all their sweetness. They're much better harvested when they're small. But when I do that, then again I will show you. Well, I hope you found that useful, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye bye.